Hello, my name is Edmund, and I'm with Black Widow Company. I apologize if that introduction was a bit stiff. This is my first time actually making a recruitment video for Black Widow Company, but previously we would have engaged with a giant wall of text like many of the other recruitment threads in within the various games that we recruit for, and it just doesn't feel very personal. So I decided that I would do a video because I want to talk to the community, World of Tanks community, sort of in a more direct and personal way. Joining me today is John D, our social media guy, who also helps out with the sort of advertising side of our charitable work. BWC is a charity as well as a gaming community. Say hello to our audience, John.
Hello, everyone.
So John is American. In case you didn't notice, so it isn't a mistake that a British guy is talking to you on the North American World of Tanks recruitment thread forum. It's I just happen to be here. Well, not in America, in the forum, obviously. Okay, so Jesus, this is the pressure is on. Okay, so Black Widow Company, you can see it on your screen right now, along with my face, naturally. Has a fully featured forum like you might find with many gaming communities, with news and all the rest of that kind of stuff. But what makes Black Widow Company special, apart from the level of discipline and maturity that we have, because this is a long-standing organisation which has been going for how long now, John?
BWC has been a little over 14 years now.
14 years, and how long have we been doing charitable work for?
It's just about that long. We started out with a charitable organization, Pay to Give Back, was it?
Yeah. It's just BWC is mostly ex-service personnel, but we are more than welcoming to anybody really. But it's the attitude that we have. We expect that level of discipline and communication in our games. We have a very organized structure, and one thing that is quite unique about BWC, which I want to show you now, is our operations server. So the BWC operations server works like this. If you see down here the upcoming operations list, we have all the various games that we play and all the organized events for those games, be it raids if it's World of Warcraft, or big operations if it's PlanetSide 2. You name it. Armor has its own special story campaigns, etc. And in addition to this, on the Ops server, you have a jacket, which I will show you my jacket. So it just shows how long you've been in BWC. You've got ribbons and medals for things that you did. Like some of these medals I've got are for playing for 24 hours in a row without going to sleep, because that's the kind of insane stuff that people like us like to do. Isn't that right, John?
That's correct. We love it.
Some of these are for funds raised to various charities, veterans organizations, etc., that we took part in those fundraising events, and we made a real difference to communities around us. And then some of them are just the ribbons are generally for things like trainings that have been completed. So within BWC, you can play any game because you're a BWC member formally and first most. So what that means is that basically you have the ribbons and such that show that you have competency in various aspects of the games that we play, so that when you play games with us, people organising the events and things can see what skills you have just at a glance, trainings you've completed, things you know how to do, and they can slot you right into the competitive play or even the more casual play. But it's a good sort of system of understanding where everyone's at. Any thoughts on the OpServe, John?
OpServe? No, but to add, we've had charities such as Child's Play, Play to Give Back. There's been several of them. We have a Helping Hands program that helps our own members.
Yeah, I mean, what I would like to say is obviously like the OpServe is definitely about the gaming, and my friend John here is definitely all about the charitable side of BWC. So it's a very multifaceted sort of organization with a lot of aspects to it. I think that's really what's different about Black Widow Company compared to many of the single game clans or guilds, or maybe some of them reach the level of an actual organization. But Black Widow Company is, it's a big thing. We have hundreds of members, but we have great expectations from our members. Not in terms of skill, we can teach skill. Not in terms of things on your account, that doesn't bother us. But in terms of, maturity and discipline, I think we have a real standard of conduct. Would you agree with that, John?
Absolutely. We have a standard operating procedure which defines how we act. There is no aggression towards other players in BWC. There's no drama tolerated. Any problems are coordinated by people that have been here longer. It's definitely a place to play if you want to play and not tolerate abusers.
Yeah, basically that's it. It's, if you lack the discipline or the maturity to, be civilized, as it were. That's a British guy talking to you about civilization. Then you probably won't last in BWC. Like, that's just the truth. But if you want to learn how to play, if you're not very good, we absolutely are not bothered about that. I mean, as we have already spoken about, BWC is an actual charity in addition to a gaming organization, so we have to conduct ourselves with that certain level of professionalism, and we build that into everything that we do. Anyway, I'm sure you're sick of me talking about the various aspects of BWC, so I just wanted to throw a game in, because we do actually play games. So basically, we're looking to start a World of Tanks regiment. It's been open in the past. We have players in BWC who play World of Tanks, but with the advent of World of Warships, we actually have a massive World of Warships side of BWC, and a lot of the World of Tanks players now play World of Warships. So what we're really looking to do is to get more people playing World of Tanks again. I myself play a lot of World of Tanks, but being a British guy in the British time zone, I am not around as much as some of American BWC members who are definitely looking to have more people join us and train them up so that we can do strongholds and warfare and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to fire up World of Tanks. We're going to play a game, because why not?
Link to your stream, will you, Edmund?
I've got solid state drives, so this will load super fast, gents. If you just hang on, we will get there. She's loading. I actually have like business fiber in my house, but I'm still playing on the American server, so it does take a little bit of time to sync the equipment. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to plunge straight into a game using the Matilda. It's the quintessential British tank. Need I say more about it? It was known as the Desert Queen. It's got thick armor, a really nice gun. Its only weakness is that it moves like... I mean, how can you even describe the movement on this tank, John? It's so slow.
I'm not sure how to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, it does an amazing 8 kilometers per hour up a hill, which last time I checked, I can actually run considerably faster than that. This is meant to be some sort of vehicle. No, as it was designed to travel with infantry, just walking infantry. So it was never really felt like its speed was a big problem. And honestly it wasn't, because when the Italians engaged with it, they basically couldn't do anything about it, because the forged single piece armor, 75 millimeters of thickness all over the turret, just meant that none of their weapons could penetrate the thing. So the fact that it moved at 3 miles an hour was really not an issue. So let's just plunge right into a game.
I'm sure the infantry didn't have a problem with it either, being able to have a gun like that staying next to them constantly.
Yeah, I heard it was noisy because its engine was basically designed with two bus two bus engines. So they used the old like Industrial Revolution forges to make the armor out of one single piece, which means that the armor is actually a lot tougher than its thickness would lead you to believe, because other vehicles, you know, had plates, they had rivets, they had all kinds of stuff going on. Later on, welding. This was literally one single forged piece of metal, which gave it incredible tensile strength. And then, yeah, the two bus engines were like literally recycled out of the double-decker kind of buses that you see driving around London today. And
British buses?
yeah, they had them lying around, so they had two of them, and they used two of them to crank the friggin' to turn the drive, basically, to get the thing moving. And apparently it had mechanical redundancy. So if one of the engines failed, it could still drive, but at half speed. If you could even imagine a Matilda doing half speed, it's basically not moving at that point. So anyway, I'm in the game right now. Matilda is slow, as we've more than amply discussed, so I am just going to go down the heavy line, which is generally speaking the 1, 2, 3 line. You have to just go for it and plan ahead, I suppose, because you don't have time in a slow tank like this to change where you're going. And it's a tier 5 game. It's not the worst thing for a Matilda to be in, but nevertheless, some of those tier 5 tank destroyers, especially the T-67 there that I'm staring at, can really ruin this thing's day in an open field or an open environment. So I'm going to try and hug the corridor map here. Unfortunately, my friend John can't see what I'm doing right now, because the bottom line was I wanted to get the video in the highest possible quality, so I'm not streaming it, I'm actually just recording it and I'm going to upload it to YouTube, Glorious HD. Yeah, I know, it sucks. So John's in the dark here, so the viewers have got a better a better grip of what's going on than John has, which is what it is, right? So, I'm facing off against the DW2 here, which my American colleagues reliably tell me the real name of it is the douche wagon. Don't ask me what that means. I'm British. Oh man, there are a lot of weak tanks here. Let's see if I can ruin some days. I'm a little bit quiet here because I'm going to try and concentrate and not get in T1's way. Just want to go around it.
BWC had a very large...
Oh, there's one. Sorry, go ahead, John.
Had a very large group of training.
Critical hit.
We have some very experienced players who will be more than willing to...
Oh man, I accidentally tracked my ally there.
One of our tracks is damaged. Enemy armor is hit. Ready to fire. Target unlocked.
Too much heavy weapons here. So that Stuart just kind of got in behind me, and you see, I'm not fast enough. Oh, nearly.
Enemy is hit. Target acquired.
Oh man, annihilated by the Stuart. At least I got him a couple of times. Yeah, that's a bit disappointing there. I wasn't really expecting Bernard Tim here, who I'm staring at, to just let the Stuart get behind me. But I got a few hits in on him, 211 damage. It's not great, let's be honest, but it's not zero, so that's the main thing. Totally unscripted game here. I'm not going to play 20 games and pick the best one, because, like, what's the point in that, right, John? We're just here to play some games and do our best.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're going to watch this game just through to the end here. Just going back to BWC, yeah, basically we're looking to recruit people, and when you join us, what you're getting really is the ability to play with us in any of our supported games, where we have 60, 80, sometimes hundreds of players playing, and you can just join in, play professionally, play casually, but not really have to deal with any trolling or any drama. The discipline is strictly enforced, but isn't strictly enforced because it's not necessary, because the kind of people that stay in BWC are the kind of people that don't make that drama in the first place. Would you agree, John?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it looks like my team is cleaning up here, which is great, because I would have hated to have lost there. I embarrassingly shot an ally in the tread there, although he did just pull straight in front of me, which is probably not the best idea when I'm taking a shot, but it is what it is. Yeah, the old Stuart there firing gold into my butt, which is not the best. The Matilda would actually resist those rounds normally, but obviously he reached straight for the WN8 rounds as they are known. And the match is over. Cool. I wish I could have done better, but whatever. This video is going straight out there, so that is what it is, right? So as you can see, I just want to show off my tech trees here a little bit. I've got lots of British tanks, some American tanks. This is just to represent the fact that I have so many American friends. Not very many German tanks, and some Russian tanks, because Russian tanks are great, right? And this is the correct way to play World of Tanks. Now go out there and join BWC. Oh wait, sorry, I don't know what possessed me for a second there. Any closing thoughts, John?
No, not really. Sounds good.
Sounds good. This sounds good. Join us, because it sounds good. But seriously, come join us on our TeamSpeak. Come talk to us. Come find out what we're about. And hopefully you'll join us, hopefully you'll stay. Many of us have been with BWC, not exaggerating, for like a good decade. So, yeah, it's certainly more than a community in many ways. It's it's a whole gaming lifestyle in many ways. And we look out for each other. Most of us are service or ex-service, and that's the attitude that we sort of carry with us. There is a bit of that brotherhood there. I think John will agree with me on this, having done a few years himself.
Absolutely.
And we want you to be a part of it. So join us. And yeah, I hope you're not looking at my double dip recession here. Yeah, economic hard times on my head. Alright, seriously.